SFL Nation, what up, doe? Welcome to Mount Olympus Stadium in the state of Washington, where two teams, a lot of controversy, DJ, going on in this one. The Trident, who went 8-4 last season, taking on a 2-10 OKC Renegades from last season. But OKC has been revamped with a squad full of people who just signed up on a roster a couple of weeks ago. No one knows who they are, but according to the stat sheet, they're pretty impressive. DJ, what do you think the keys are tonight for OKC to get a well-deserved win?
Well, partner, thank you first and foremost for the welcome. Super happy to be in the booth with you, my friend. In this early West Division matchup, I really think OKC is just going to need to surprise the heck out of Washington, right? You look in this game from the outside looking in, especially compared to last season, things are looking grim here for the Renegades. But this is not the same Renegade squad we saw last season. Like you had mentioned, a ton of new faces in this locker room, and I'm excited to see what they can do.
I'm excited as well. Washington has won the toss and elected to receive the ball first. The ball is kicked off the tee, and we are underway. And look at that kick, kicked out of the back of the end zone, going to force Washington to start at their own 20-yard line. Coming out up under center is Tommy Utah, quarterback from last season. Got an offset back to his left. Looks like Quaz left or right. Can't quite tell. Going to send a man in motion off to Tommy Utah's right. OKC's going to counter with a 4-1 dime defense. Going to be a toss out to the far side of the field with a gain of about maybe a half a yard. Tackled on the play by Evans. Let's go over this Washington's lineup. Quarterback, Tommy Utah. Halfbacks, Dwayne Washington, Christopher Dean. They got two fullbacks, Briggs, Braddock, and Chevy Monte Carlo. We go over that wide receiver set here in a moment. Quads again, going to be another toss off to the right side. This time going to pick up about 8.5 yards. Going to set up a 3rd and 1. Christopher Dean with the carry. The rest of that lineup goes as follows. Wide receivers, King Alexander, Kenny Hendricks, Victor Rojas, Shane Kaufman, and Phil Koss. Tight ends, Azami Mahata and Julian Gusters are the tight ends. Up the middle, going to be a gain of a first down and a few more on the carry. Great job by Washington moving the chains, but we're not done yet. That Washington lineup is thick. Dakota Butts, Scott Pancake, Phil McMillan, and center Charles Michaels make up the offensive line. I spread formation. Two receivers off to Tommy Utah's left against a 4-2 dime defense. Got a safety in the box looking for the run, and they got it. Tackled for a gain of about maybe a half yard. Tackled on a play by linebacker Ted Riggs. 2nd down and 10. Tommy Utah not taking long in the huddle. He's in and out of there. Doubles left, it looks like, as he had the tight end off to his right. Doubles right. Long time. Look at the offensive line putting in great work out there, getting the ball downfield, and he hits his receiver for a big gain. 1st down, Washington.
Brady Clark shadowing very tightly in coverage there, but a great throw there from Utah to force it to the outside, especially when that safety is playing on the inside shoulder of the receiver. It's going to make that catch a lot easier. You can see him trying to play catch up there and try and break back to the outside, just not enough time.
Brady Clark lost sight of the ball there, which gave up that 1st down, but shout out to the offensive line for Washington who made that play happen. Again, looking like an offense I seen yesterday. Trips, or was it Trey? Going to be a run up the gut for a gain of about 2 yards. Tackling the play by Mike Gross. Let's go over that defense for Washington. On that defensive line, Shen Yanada, Fred Himes, Jason Clay, and Frank Doom. Linebackers, Mike Cross, Ted Riggs, Greg Berger. We'll go over the secondary here in a moment. Going to be another toss out this time to the far side of the field. Able to shake a tackle on another before finally being brought down by the secondary on that play. Big pickup for Washington, and they're moving the chains yet again.
Yeah, it's starting to look like a lot of all or nothing here for this Washington run attack, right? We're either seeing these linebackers get right to the line of scrimmage and make a tackle just past the line, or these huge explosive plays, and I think that's what Washington wants. They're certainly going very heavy on the run game to start this one.
This first week of games have not yet concluded, and we have seen so far 4 teams come out with a spread offense. Washington again spreading the defense out and going to go up the right side for a gain of about 4 yards.
You can already see the difference in this OKC defense Eddie. We're not seeing those tackles made, especially against talented backs like Washington last season from this OKC squad.
Look at this lineup. 2 tight ends off to Tommy Utah's right. Going to be a give right up the gut. OKC does a great job of defending it, limiting the game for about 1.5 yards. Going to set up a 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, you could see them maybe an audible on the field. They shifted all of their defense to that side to match the heavy set on defense. Parker Thomas, the one to shoot the gap and make the tackle.
Split spread look, 3 receivers. OKC showing blitz. Do they bring it? They do. Hat on the hat, up the middle, and wide open right in the middle of the end zone for a touchdown. Washington takes no time moving the ball downfield.
It looked like some sort of 2 deep safety look here for Oklahoma City. We're going to see on this replay how wide those safeties are split there in coverage. They're just following their assignment, right? But Utah, that gives him the chance to attack right in the middle of the field, and that's exactly what he did.
Shane Kaufman bringing in a touchdown, and Washington taking up about 4 minutes of game clock to score their first touchdown of the season.
That's what that run game will do for you, chewing a lot of early clock. And Eddie, something I looked at when I was looking at this, something I saw when I was looking at this matchup as far as a roster standpoint goes. Washington acquired 9 new players in the offseason, 5 of which were former Sin City Samurai. You look at Oklahoma City, they only had 6 returning players from last season.
Yep. Hence, their owner going out there and spending big bucks to bring in all these new players we talked about a moment ago. Ball is kicked off and returned out to the 27-yard line is where OKC will start their opening drive. A lot has been said about OKC and how they plan on using all these new players that they aren't accustomed to having. Let's see if they can turn that talent into wins. Going to come out in ace trips, 2 tight ends on the field along with 2 wide receivers. Going to be a 3-step drop by new quarterback Johnny Pickler, who finds his man for a pickup of about 9 yards on the play.
And it's curious to see the developments here for this OKC offense. We know in the past they've been a lot of gunsling first mentality, but they have a whole new roster here. I'm curious to see if they match that scheme.
4-3 defense by Washington. They're going to be a run up the gut, but going nowhere. Tackle for maybe about a 1/2 yard and a loss is free agent acquisition linebacker Jeff Melinison from Baltimore.
Yeah, a long time vulture, and certainly going to be interesting playing in some new threads here in Washington, but he seems like he isn't rusty one bit.
Another run up the gut, but this time able to pick up the first down just barely. And look who it is, newly acquired halfback Carl Brewski.
Looked like a very close call there, but they will give him the nod. OKC able to stay barely ahead of the chains against a tough Washington defense.
That's a fullback lined up in the backfield. They're going to give it to him right up the gut, right up the A gap this time. They're going to rule it 2nd down and 1. A nice run up the gut for Oklahoma City.
Yeah, great job from the guards being able to turn their back to the gap they're trying to create, and the other offensive linemen getting to that second level to take care of the linebackers.
I think the strong Jacks, I believe, is going to be another run up the gut. This time, another first down for OKC. This time, Carl Brewski again on a carry.
Well, we're certainly seeing some new looks here from OKC, Eddie, because this team would not have been a run-first mentality like this in the past.
No.
Certainly opening things up for their more balanced looks.
Going to be a delayed give to the up back, and he's going to pick up about a 1/2 yard. Not sure what the side judge was looking at there, but they look like a tackle for a loss.
Was Doug Howard able to get the tackle there? Yeah, I mean, it certainly looked like a loss from our angle, but 1 yard isn't much of a difference.
Again, lined up at that fullback spot. They're going to give it to him again, but this time Washington is all over it. And look at a sea of red ready to bring him down. Oh, we got a man down. Nicholas Warner, the team's leading tackler from last season, goes down in obvious pain. And hopefully if you're a Washington Trident fan, he's going to be okay.
Yeah, that's one that's going to hurt to lose, certainly. Oh, man.
He is their middle linebacker, so there is no backup for his spot. Hopefully he's okay. This time, Johnny Pickler's going to bring the team out in a quads look here on 3rd and 9. Gonna be a 5-step drop, surveys the defense, gets the ball out, and it's a bang play, but the ball is knocked out of the receiver's hands. Looking for Nolan Pierce. He is their highest paid wide receiver on the team, but finished with Carolina with only 7 receptions last season. They're gonna need him to step up tonight if they're gonna have success on offense.
Absolutely, like you said, one of many newly acquired free agents here in Oklahoma City. He also is going to be doing some front office work for them, hopefully to get some more talent in the upcoming offseason. So he's certainly going to be a big part of the puzzle here in OKC.
Oh, is that a loose ball? Did he touch that?
He might have.
No, they're watching their defense. The offense is out in the field. So, wow, that was an interesting play.
Scary for a second.
Nonetheless, Washington's offense is back out on the field. Doubles look this time. Mahada off to his right. It's going to be a power play towards his side, but OKC is all over it, having none of that. Newly acquired cornerback Bill Rogers, 6 foot 190, the rookie, making an impact.
Yeah, he stepped up to the line of scrimmage, looked like he was going to bring some pressure along the outside, did exactly that, and able to get involved in the run game.
Threaten the blitz, and they bring it, but they run opposite of it, and look at this carry. Hard to bring down the big man. Christopher Dean with the pickup for a first down. 6'3", 260 pounds is Christopher Dean.
9 seasons in the league, all of them being with this team. Not just Washington, but all the iterations that have come before them, right? And he's certainly acquainted with their scheme and their playbook, and he's going to be a tough one to bring down.
Gonna be another toss out to the outside, and look at this. This time, he got out of bounds. They're saying he's in bounds, still on his feet, and finally brought down about the 34-yard line. They may review that. I thought he stepped out of bounds there, DJ.
Yeah, it was certainly close. Looked like a ballerina with that footwork along the sideline.
Yeah.
We'll get a better look here. Breaks the tackle.
He looks out of bounds.
I think you're right. Yep, I think you're right.
About 2 yards short of the first down marker. Let's see if they challenge it. There it is. Brady Clark throws the challenge flag after. We got another look at this from the opposite camera, hopefully. But he looked out of bounds to me, DJ.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there, and completely agree with the challenge as well. Much clearer camera angle though for us.
Yeah, here from the near sideline. Look at them breaking tackles. My goodness. Exactly. Yeah, he's out of bounds. He's about 3 or 4 yards short. Yeah. He was so busy getting out of the way, he didn't want to get ran over that he missed him running out of bounds.
Both running. They're scared for their lives. Come on, refs.
Man up and earn that check. Yeah, so they do rule it. So they keep the timeout. Brady Clark with his first successful challenge of the season. He's going to set up Washington in a 2nd and 5. Look at that menacing statue out there. Eyes glowing in the dark. 2nd down and 5. 4-3 defense versus the odd jokers. Look, 2 tight ends on the field. Going to be a toss. They love these toss plays, but OKC is all over it again. Great tackle to set up 3rd down.
Yeah, this is Parker Thomas once again. He is getting involved a ton in stopping this run. One of those guys they did pick up in the offseason, if I believe he came over from Denver.
Yes, he did. Long-time scorer, but before that, he came from OKC. And as Ramos Lynn states, the best slot corner in the SFL. Offset back, 3 receivers on the field. Mahada goes into motion, going to step back. Look at the offensive line putting in work. Wow. Wide open receiver downfield before being tackled by Brady Clark is the tight end, Mahada, on the reception. And Brady Clark goes down.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a huge loss. One of the few members of this team who have been here for a long stint, 7 seasons here in OKC.
Also spent time in Houston as well, my former teammate. A lot of injuries throughout this first weekend of action, DJ.
Oh yeah.
Don't we know that? 4-1 dime here by OKC, threatening blitz, and they bring it. And again, this running game. Look at Simmons breaking tackles. Again, that's about as impressive as a 4-yard run as you will see in the SFL.
Yeah. I mean, that should have been stopped for a loss of 2 or 3. The middle linebacker, Mike Cross, pushed the center a good 2 or 3 yards into the backfield. Somehow Salmon's able to jump out of the water and keep his head upstream.
2 tight ends off the Tommy Utah is right going to be a give to that strong side, but OKC doing a great job so far of handling this run game for Washington despite that offensive line. 3rd down and 1.
Tell you what I'm seeing here, Eddie. A lot of these runs up the middle get clogged up pretty quick, but like we saw earlier, the pitches to the outside where they can get around the receiver are working wonders.
3rd down and 1, and Samus easily picks up the 1st down and more. Tackle just inside the 20-yard line, and Sam just putting in work.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be almost an impossible guy to stop here. This is a very young defense, right? And Dwayne Salmon's one of the most talented backs in the entire SFL.
Strong safety lined up in the box. Going to be single safety high. Trying to help mitigate this run game, but nonetheless, Washington is just beginning to impose their will. This time, it's Christopher Dean with the carry of 4 yards. And that's going to be the end of a fast first quarter, DJ.
Very quick.
Into 1, you guys. 7-0 Washington, but they're inside the SFL red zone looking to pad this lead. Look at Tommy Utah in the huddle, commanding everyone, telling them where to be, where to line up at, what the call is, what the protection is. They're coming to come out in a strong eye joker set. 2 tight ends looking to impose their will on this defensive front for OKC. Going to be a give to the to the running back, Christopher Dean, line up in the backfield, and he's going to be inside the 5.
Eddie, in that first quarter alone, we saw 21 run plays and only 5 passing plays from both of those teams combined. Like you had mentioned, made that first quarter go very quickly, clearly showing what both of these teams want to do in this game.
4-3 defense, but the near side safety is well off the ball. It's going to be a give to the up the middle. Did he root him as a touchdown? They did. I thought he was tackled just short, but they're going to rule it a touchdown. They might take a look at that one also. Semi Monte Carlo in the meantime credited with the touchdown.
Welcome to Washington, they say, with open arm. Monte Carlo able to get in there for a touchdown. Didn't have any last season, Eddie, and he swarms into Washington in week 1 and is able to punch it across the line, at least for now. Like you said, might see a review here. Definitely close.
They are not going to review it. I thought he was short, but they root him inside. And extra point pending. Washington is going to take an early 14-0 lead here in the second quarter.
Yeah, and like you said, just imposing their dominance when it comes to the ground game. They have a two heavy halfback system, as well as Chevy Monte Carlo out in front making blocks. This is going to be a monstrous run game all season long.
2 halfbacks, 2 fullbacks. Don't have to worry about fatigue. One man gets tired, another one sums it in this place. OKC doesn't even get out to the 20-yard line. It's going to be marked down at the 19. Let's go over this OKC lineup. They got a new quarterback in there, Johnny Pickler from Bossier City. Halfback is Carl Brewski. Wide receivers Nolan Pierce, Elliott Pope Jr., and Christian Bachabalupi. We get the rest of this lineup here in a moment as they continue to show this up back here, the fullback, but they're going to bring help over to the behind him, and they're going to give it to him, and he muscles his way for a gain of about 4 yards. Haynes on the carry.
Yeah, we did see the injury to Warner there at that inside linebacker spot. Might have messed up substitutions a little bit. Could be an emphasis or a point of attack here for the Renegades looking forward.
Single safety high, 3 robbers to call on defense. They're going to give it to the tight end, but he's going to get a catch for a loss of about 2 yards. Going to set up a 3rd down and 7. Great job by Washington defending this short passing game so far.
That was Randy Pierce in his 9th season here, his first in OKC, a former headhunter, getting involved early.
4 wide receivers set. That ball is batted up in the air and almost intercepted. Nolan Pierce with his 2nd drop of this contest so far.
Yeah, he has been targeted a few times. Only 1 catch on his 3 targets. Like you said, the other 2 hit his hands and fell to the turf. But both of them, he was leveled as a result.
Yeah. Going to set up another 3-and-out situation for OKC. And Washington's going to be looking to take advantage of this great field position they're expected to get here. Did not fair catch it. Returned it for a few yards. Going to set up a first down for Washington at their own 46-yard line. So they're only about 54 yards from pay dirt to start this drive.
You can just look at the stats here, Eddie. The total yards here for Washington up to this point in the game, 151. For Oklahoma City, 28.
Is that bad?
You see it there at the top, just on cue.
It's not good. You're not a Sports Center fan. Clearly.
I'm not.
Gonna be an offset back again. Gonna be a toss out to their side, and they bring a receiver in motion to their side to help with the run game. And look at Salmons breaking tackles. A pickup of about 7 yards. And Washington is imposing their will and letting OKC know, hey, we are the better team, and we're gonna show you, gonna punch you in the mouth and get this game over with early.
Yeah, and that last play, matching our hypothesis from earlier on in this one, Eddie, those runs where they get around that first outside receiver, maybe give Salmons a chance to break a block, is continuing to be their best runs of the night.
And it helped when they brought that man in motion to get an extra block up there, too. Going to be a give up the A-gap. Salmons doing his best impersonation of a bowling ball. Picks up about 6 yards. Excuse me, Christopher Dean on the carry.
I mean, you look at Dean, 6'3", 260. I would not want to be in front of that guy, especially down there in the trenches like that when only he needs a few yards.
Unfair for a running back with 260 pounds and athletic. Going to be a toss out to the outside. Again, shaking tackles. And, wow, another 5-yard pickup. Doesn't seem like much, but you just moving the chain, staying ahead of schedule, making it easy to stay on offense.
Yep, Salmons and Dean put together already over the century mark, about a 50 and change apiece. I mean, talk about a 1-2 punch. 18 carries put together.
Strong-eyed Joker's going to be a gift to the up back, and he gets about 4 yards before he even was contacted. Again, Christopher Dean with the carry.
I mean, a great hole being made, and you see Monte Carlo getting out, blocking a deep safety. That was Mark Brewer. When your fullback is getting all the way up there and blocking a safety, you got to pat him on the butt for that.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. Not too often you see a fullback get upfield and blocking a safety.
That's right.
Triple, first time we've seen this look, is going to be a run to the outside. Picks up about 4 yards, and don't look now, but Washington is just eating up this clock.
Yeah, it seems like they came into this game with a mission, and they certainly haven't swayed away from it in any sort of way. Only 3 passes, all of which have been completed, but just so many runs on the day, already 22.
Strong-eyed Joker's pair, I think that was when I see the first carry of the day, the second carry of the day here for the battle fullback of Washington. Going to set up a 3rd down and 1.
Monte Carlo also had some extra work in the dev team as well, played with Anchorage last season.
Yep.
Got him an SFL championship.
I don't know how many consecutive runs this has been, but Washington, you want to talk about coming out in week 1 and imposing your will and sending a message to the rest of the SFL that when you come into our place, get ready to expect this kind of ground and pound beat.
7 consecutive runs.
7 consecutive runs make that 8 as Christopher Dean sets up a 2nd down and 4.
You know, you talked about a lot of controversy coming into this game, Eddie, early on, and especially with these newer players OKC acquired. And it was a big talking point, right? But certainly not helping stop the run at all. And that could be to Washington's credit, having a very dangerous running back room up to this point.
Strong eye spread. First time we've seen this look tonight. It's going to be a give to the up back, but OKC has had about enough for that and tells Chevy Monte Carlo to sit down, young man. 3rd down and 3.
I mean, Eddie, we're already seeing players on this OKC defense reaching 8 tackles. That's a 6th tackle there for Mike Cross, the inside linebacker. He's been all over the place inside the tackles.
Triple going to be another run here on 3rd down. That's how confident they are, but OKC answers the call, gets them off the field, going to set up a field goal attempt for James Stroll.
Yeah, I mean, I like the decision-making, in my opinion.
I do too.
I feel like it worked the whole way. Might as well just try again, right? At this point, you're getting a lot of time off the clock, and you already know you're extending your drive, or your lead to 3 drives.
I like it because you're just setting a tone, 1, and 2, you know, so far you have seen nothing from OKC's offense to show that they're going to be some kind of threat today, so why not extend this lead and put even more pressure on them? 3 drives by Washington, 2 touchdowns, 1 field goal. So Johnny Pickler going to get another crack at this thing. The big free agent acquisition from Bossier City last season, as this ball is fielded in the end zone to get him out to the 20-yard line. DJ, what do you think that OKC needs to do on offense to try to stay on the field?
Eddie, I think they just need to – I think they need to try and go with a pass-first approach. You know, we had seen some success over the middle for them, especially with Warner going out. Just like that, continue those exact type of throws.
Hitting Tiberius Bovine, a Hall of Famer. Why not? To get this offense going, give it to one of your team's best players.
Yeah, and one of the most experienced as well. Been here, I mean,
forever.
Yeah, forever.
In the league as long as me. Up back this time, blocks for Johnny Pickler as he gets the ball out to Tiberius Bovine. Again, he's going to get a turnaround, run a man over, still on his feet before finally being knocked out of bounds. Great hit by Albert McGee to get him out of it, but hold on, we got a penalty on the play. And wow, you got to be kidding me. Clipping on OKC to bring this all the way back and then some. First down and 25.
I mean, that's on the new acquisition, Carl Brewski.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, he's trying to keep up. He sees him coming back, so he tries to make a block, but his back is completely to you.
Yeah.
You can't do that. Try and get in front of him somehow. I mean, when you have big plays like that from your offense, you can't squander them by, you know, by little penalties like that. It's a discipline.
Johnny Pickler is really upset. First down and 25 against this relentless Washington defense, even without Nicholas Warner, is a problem. Going to be a give to the right side. Oh, he breaks a tackle, still on his feet before finally being brought down after a gain of about 8 yards. Carl Brewski with a nice carry.
An 8-yard run looks great there until you realize you still have 17 yards to go to reach that first down marker. Some great blocking around the edge. Bovine getting involved on that block. I think it was Nolan Pierce as well, setting a block out there on the edge. Way to set the tone there for some receivers.
Bovine with a really nice block. Going empty on this possession. 5-step drop, surveys the defense, get the ball downfield, and oh, bang, bang play. I thought that might have been PI, but they're going to rule it just an incomplete pass, looking for Bovine.
Yeah, certainly looked close with the contact, tried to throw it up to your big tight end, but the safeties weren't having it at all.
Johnny Pickler, 3rd down and 17 against this relentless turnover-prone defense. Is a hard position to be in. Got to be careful with the football here. Gets the ball out short, and I think that was a wise decision because time was running out on him as the Washington defense was bearing down on him. Going to force a punt here by OKC.
Yeah, if Johnny Pickler held on to that ball any longer, King McNeely was going to make him pay for it.
Out to punt here again for OKC. Washington looking at good field position out of this again. Is going to get just that. It's going to be spotted at the 43-yard line, but young man, please, fair catch it next time.
Yeah, I wanted as much time in the spotlight as possible, I guess, risking his own body for it.
Take about 2 or 3 seasons off of his career. He keeps taking hits like that. So Utah, Tommy Utah and company out here at their own 43-yard line, about 57 yards from the end zone. Going to be a give again to Sammons, who bullies his way downfield for 8 yards. And same old story. Just give it to the back and let him do his work.
Yeah, we're closing into the 2-minute warning here in this game. I was curious to see if Washington would maybe change their offensive philosophy a little bit and maybe pass some more on this drive to make sure they get into at least field goal range. With how they're running, might as well just keep it going.
Tommy Utah with 2 carries here, leading up to halftime. Sherry Monte Carlo, the up back, picks up about a yard, going to set up a 3rd down and 1 as we approach the 2-minute warning.
Cross again getting involved in the middle of the tackles.
2-minute warning here in Washington, and it's been all Washington up to this point, 17-0. That menacing statue is just something I just cannot get over. Glow in the dark eyes. Yeah, it is very cool. LA did it, and they follow suit with their own. Strong eye joker's gonna be a guilty up back, to the halfback, Christopher Dean, who muscles his way for about 7 to 8 yards and moves the chains once again.
I mean, you got to credit as well this offensive line. These huge runs that are getting to the second and third level, you got to credit them, right? I mean, they're creating huge holes for the fullback to lead through, then the back follows suit. Doesn't even get touched until the safety finally makes his way downfield.
Reminds me of their playoff game versus Florida last season when they imposed their will early on. Look at Simmons bouncing to the outside, still on his feet as he breaks a tackle before finally being brought down after a gain of about 9.5 yards. And these fans are being, just blessed with a treat here by this offensive line.
Yeah, a rushing showcase here for the Washington Trident. I mean, this might be the most obvious two-back system I've ever seen. Dwayne Salmons was 71 yards. Christopher Dean was 70.
Pair slot, first time we've seen that look today out of Washington. They used it to pick up 4 yards, and they burn a timeout here, looking to score just inside the 30.
Yeah, and like we had talked about, will they change? Will they pass a little bit now that they don't have too much time? You don't got to, right? They pushed all the way down the field with only runs.
This time, Tommy Utah, with his third pass attempt of the day, finds his receiver open just inside the 15-yard line. Going to burn their second timeout.
And that stops their run streak there, which was up to 14 before that pass was thrown.
Bunch empty. First time we've seen this look tonight out of Washington. So it's going to be a pass unless he decides to run for it. But he is not, and finds a wide open receiver in the back of the end zone. And it was that Mahara did not get his jersey number, but he looked like him. He was so big. Nonetheless, Washington looking to add on to this lead, 24-0, extra point pending.
Yeah, that's just a very quick, deep post route. Man, look at that big.
It was Mahara. Yeah.
Quick. Azami Mahara. What a great route there. Cuts the post upfield and just completely loses the defender. Just a foot or so of space is all a talented receiver like that needs.
Tommy Utah, 5 pass attempts, 5 completions, 2 touchdowns, and a perfect QBR of 158.3.
Hard to ask for anything more.
When you have an offensive line like Washington does, I mean, your whole entire playbook is at its disposal because you're going to have plenty of time to throw. You're going to be imposing your will like they've been doing so far tonight and find yourself in a second and short situations. And the whole playbook is just at your disposal as this kick is kicked to the back of the end zone. And for the first time tonight, we have a game update from Cameron Irvine. Cameron, what do you have for us?
Thank you, Eddie. Pittsburgh at Mexico City tonight, their first meeting ever. Ben Harrison's first catch of the game goes for 56 yards. Pittsburgh leads Mexico City in Mexico 21-14 late in the third. Back to you.
A mini upset brewing in Mexico City as Pittsburgh looking to prove that last season was no fluke. Going to be a toss out to the far side of the field, but a gain of about maybe a half a yard before finally being brought down and tackled. OKC looking to put this first half nightmare to a close.
It feels like they're happy conceding with it as well with an early run.
Pickler looking downfield, finds his man for a nice reception there. Had to get the ball out as the defensive line starting to bear down on him, and Bovine starting to impose his will in this campaign for week 1 of the season.
Yeah, that's a good point there, Eddie. I mean, Bovine seems to be really the only brief shine of light here in this OKC offense. I mean, with only 19 yards and 2 catches, that's saying something.
Pickler getting the ball out again, and this time he's going to find his other tight end for a gain of about 6 or 7 yards there on the reception.
Yeah, that was Bossigaloopy over the middle, and we're seeing them just seem to be happy going into the half, right?
Yeah.
But at least we're seeing some production before they concede the half.
And we are just at that point, halftime, 24-0, all Washington Trident here in this first half. DJ, are you surprised at all at the way this game has started here for Washington?
You know, Eddie, it's hard to say no when you look at last season, but I don't know if surprised is the right word. But you know, you take into account these two teams' records last season. You can take into the account the amount of talent both teams brought in. OKC went from a skeleton of a roster to a man with a little meat on their bones, right? And Washington went from a good roster to, I'd argue, one of the best in the entire league in the offseason.
Agreed.
So it's, you know, Oklahoma City got better, so did Washington. And we're seeing just how much better Washington really got.
Salmon, 17 carries for 79 yards officially. In my opinion, he, along with this offensive line, has been a story of this first half. Yeah. Utah, 5 again, pass attempts, 92 yards, 2 touchdowns, and that quarterback rating, perfect. You can't get any better than that. 158.3 is a perfect QBR as we start this third quarter. Look at that beautiful night sky up here in Washington. You ever been to Washington, DJ?
I was born in Washington.
I did not know that. You're my teammate. Shame on me, but wow, that's a beautiful night sky. I love the scenery in Washington. All the rain they get provides all that beautiful green grass and a lot of green trees, something we don't have up here, down here, I should say, in Arizona. Gonna be kicked off and underway. Makes a man miss for finally being brought down at the 24-yard line is OKC. Looking to put some points on the board and give these fans who travel here today something to cheer about. Johnny Pickett's gonna break the huddle. Carl Brewski behind him. I think it's Ace Trips. Yes, it is Ace Trips formation. Gonna send Nolan Pierce in motion to the far side of the field. Team's highest paid receiver. Perhaps they go looking for him. They don't. They go downfield looking for Bovine, I believe it was. They didn't. But great defense by the defense. Slowed him down. I think that was Diggs who slowed him down. Did not allow him to make that play.
Yeah, really tight coverage there. You saw no one following the receiver there. Kind of initiates a zone look. They try to attack it, but Diggs is a veteran. He's going to make a play.
Look at this 3-4 defense by Washington. 2 games in a row. I've not seen this, and it did not matter. Johnny Pickler did not know how to handle it. I think he was just as surprised as we were. Jeff Melinderson with the sack.
Yeah, clearly taking his tendencies over from his old squad, picking at the dead here in Washington, and his new threads. A huge sack there pushes OKC back even farther than they were before.
2 teams today we've seen employ the 3-4 defense that I've never seen use it before. But here we are and looking to get the ball downfield again. But you can see right at the line of scrimmage, Washington is being very physical with these receivers.
Yeah, absolutely. We're seeing a lot of tight press, right? And for a receiving room that, you know, they have actually a good bit of experience. I'd argue this is their most experienced position group, right? You have Basa Galupi, who's been in the league for 8 seasons, right? Bovine, of course, and Randy Pierce, tight ends, 9 and 24 seasons combined, and 2 receivers with 3 seasons under their belt. Oh, man.
Fair catch interference. You got to be kidding me. I mean,
you just can't do that.
Yeah, that's inexcusable. You see him calling for the fair catch about 10 yards before you get to him, and you still hit him anyway.
I think that's just letting out some anger, Eddie.
Yeah, I think it was too at this point. Tommy, Utah, they've been starting close to midfield pretty much this entire game here so far. Offset. Yep, here's that pitch again. Off to Salmons, who gets around the edge and picks up about 4 yards.
And we see him break. I mean, it's been that same song and dance on that offset single back, right? Making the pitch. He breaks the first tackle. I mean, it's a 4-yard gain, but actually that was one of the better stops on that play we've seen from OKC.
I agree. Going to be a give this time up the A-gap, and Salmons just continues to, Christopher Dean just continues to impose his. You know, it seems like the more I look at this game, that Dwayne Salmons is more the finesse back, and Christopher Dean is more the punisher.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of the punisher, Chevy Monte Carlo put a defender on their butt.
I saw that too.
I got to give him some credit for that.
Yes. Wow, look at this.
Oh, my God.
He was met at the line of scrimmage and still picked up about 6 yards.
He got hit twice before he even crossed it. I mean, he broke the tackle, then gets hit again, and he just fights. He doesn't stop churning his feet.
No, he does not. Strong eye jokers, 2 tight ends with Mahada off to his right. Gonna be a give up to A-gap. And look at Chevy Monte Carlo showing some niftiness as a fullback and picks up the first down. Excuse me, that's Christopher Dean. Now, we just talked about him being a power back, but did you see? It looked like he was doing ladder drills the way he was able to finesse his feet and pick up that first down.
Yeah, I was going to say he was getting skinny, but that just feels wrong.
Yeah, that just feels wrong.
Dean. He's anything but.
Anything but skinny. Triple left. Gonna be a toss out to the weak side. Look at that. And Salmon still picks up 3 yards.
You know, I'd like to see OKC play a little bit more press from their corner.
Yes.
In a lot of these pitches, right? And we do see hits behind the line of scrimmage, but they're getting broken every time. So if you press those corners, we'll just see more hats to the ball. I mean, they can't break every tackle, so get some more heads on the ball.
Just attacking this A-gap all game long here. Is that Christopher Dean on carry? It is. Yes, it is. 3rd down and 4. Haven't seen Washington in any 3rd and long situations I can recall throughout this game. And they're going to go bunch empty on 3rd and 4. Wow. Big 7-step drop by Tommy Utah. All day to throw. Going to take off and run with it. Pick up the first down before finally being brought down by a couple of defenders. The offensive line has been the story of this game here for Washington. Look at the time he has to survey the defense. No one is open. He scoots off to his left, and then he doesn't slide. He's no punk. He picks up as many yards as he can before being brought down. Ill-advised by his coaching staff, but hey, I guess he's one tough cookie, Tommy Utah is. Triple right. Mahada off to his right. Going to be a toss. Look at the a power. What is it? A toss with the guard pulling, I guess you could say. Gave about maybe a half a yard.
They need to keep that up. They did exactly what we talked about earlier. They got multiple defenders on the ball carrier as soon as the play started.
Triple this time going to be a give to the weak side of the field. And look at this. I mean, they've attacked this defense, both weak side and strong side, with these runs. Makes it very hard for defensive coordinator to scout when they're preparing for a team like that.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about the stamina battle, right? Pulling in and pulling out players. Whenever you have so many backs, it almost feels like it doesn't matter.
Look at this, just imposing his will. He had 2 defenders right at the line of game, but he lowered his shoulders and picked up 2 more yards. 1st and goal, Washington.
Guess we can hold bets up here in the broadcast booth of which back is going to get this touchdown carry.
Good luck. It's 4 of them to choose from. 7 of 9 on 3rd down is Washington in this game. Strong-eyed jokers. Going to be a give to Christopher Dean, who gets a vicious tackle. Finally brought down at about the 3-yard line. But wow, he was hit high and low. Lucky to get up.
I'm curious to see now, Eddie, if they go back to this fullback dive now that they're back in this area of the field. We saw them do it last time.
We sure did, and they got 2 tight ends off to his left. Let's see if they stick with it. They do, up the middle, and Chevy Monte Carlo picks up his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game, and Washington putting OKC to bed.
Man, I mean, already, like you said, 2nd touchdown on the day, coming from 0 last season in Sin City, and he's certainly happy about it. He got a good 4 feet off the ground on that dive. He couldn't wait to get across that goal line.
Not many fullbacks showing that kind of elevation, that kind of hops, as Chevy Monte Carlo just did. Extra point is up and good, and these fans, I mean, I can hear the sports media now in Washington. They're just all hyped now, going to go 1-0 likely after this game concludes, and they're already talking about championships up there. Not the team, not the coaches, not the front office, not the players, but these fans are going to be clamoring for playoffs at this point. This ball is returned out to the 30-yard line by Skaggs. Johnny Pickler looking to put a cricklet up on the scoreboard. Let's see if he can do it here on this drive.
You know, and Eddie, one thing I find so funny as this score is so one-sided, right? These two teams, when you look at their history, aren't that much different. Both teams have below a 40% win percentage all time. They both coming from a history of, quote-unquote losing. Washington, formerly St. Louis, was catched there by Bovine. And, of course, OKC has had their struggles as well as of late and in the past, right? So Washington seems like they have shed out of the cocoon and is now a beautiful butterfly, while OKC is still in that cocoon and trying to break free and hopefully become something in the future.
KC leads its all-time series 4-2 in the win column as they pick up a first down here in that carry.
And Washington has never lost a matchup against this squad at home. 100% win percentage against this team at home.
Ace Tripp's going to be a toss out to the weak side. Oh, nice play against the man defense and picks up about 7 yards. One of the better running plays we've seen out of OKC tonight.
And that was 46 getting the carry, not even on their their roster. Generic getting involved there in one of their better runs of the night.
That was Logan Betts, 5'10", 221 pounds on the carry. Going to be a give up to A-Gap. Look at the little niftiness as Brewski picks up about 3 yards. Did you see that?
Oh, I sure did. He's trying to get shifty. I like it.
He did. Well, he's going to come off the field for a break, get some Gatorade in him as they set up third down and inches. Hope they can pick it up without him on the field. Let's see this. There's this 3-4 defense again out of Washington. Going to be a give, and does he pick the first down? Yes, he does on second and third effort. Picks up the first down. Look at Diggs walking back to the huddle, pissed off they give that first down.
We talked about similarities a little bit, talked about the difference here. Washington, with their 4-back system, OKC has a 1.
Yeah.
So he's tired, not much else.
Not much else. Nolan Pierce goes in motion. Going to be a give to the up back who picks up about a yard going the wrong way. You want to go north and south, young man, before finally being brought down. Is that J Mart on the tackle?
It is.
J Mart. I haven't caught his name all night.
Yeah, he's been a little quiet in a very loaded defense here for Washington, but getting the ball finally there, coming over from Sin City as well.
Going to be a draw play. You're going to set up a 3rd down and 5, and this is one of OKC's better drives of the game, but they have not been successful on 3rd down. Let's see if they can keep the momentum going here.
I feel like you got to pass it. We haven't seen their runs get over 5 here in a while.
Yeah. 2 for 7 on 3rd down. They're going to send the back in motion. Tells you what Washington doing. It's going to be a man defense. 5-step back, stop by Johnny. He gets pad protection. And Bovine. Is that Bovine? It is with the reception. I'm so used to him wearing number 89. It's weird seeing him wearing number 87.
Yeah, I mean, this is certainly, a positive here for OKC. I mean, it's bringing a little bit of positive in a day that's been very, very rough. I'd love to see them at least get some points.
Oh, look at the shiftings again. Picked up about, wow, that's a generous spot, but call it a pick up about 4 yards. But again, OKC having one of their better drives of this game as Johnny Pickler breaks the huddle again. Long drive here. Pair slot, 2 tight ends off to his left, including his Hall of Fame tight end, Johnny Pickler. They're going to send Nolan Pierce. He got to be getting tired out there. He's been going in motion all night. Versus this 3-4 defense. Gets the ball out and finds Nolan Pierce on a reception. Is that his first catch of the game?
Second. That's the second.
Second catch of the game, excuse me. On 4 targets, this one picks up the first down.
Yeah, nice concept there. You have him, he's dragging across the middle, and then he starts cutting it up. You can see the cut right there, right? He's trying to keep in track behind the receiver. That's John DeSantis trying to track him down. But Pierce is quick.
That's the end of 3 quarters, ladies and gentlemen. SFL fans, put your 4s up, 31-0. Washington in control. And I know we don't have any ad reads tonight, but the heck with all that. Hey, y'all, support the content, support the brand, support your commissioner. Smash that like button. I don't care how many likes we got down there. It's not enough. First down, pair slot, Johnny Pickler with a 3-step drop, gets the ball out downfield, and finds his man Bovine, who takes a vicious hit. Slow to get up, but he's going to find himself at about the 2-yard line. He ran a 9 route straight downfield and took a big hit. Was that Albert? I think it was that hit him and knocked him just short of the goal line.
It's got to be a motivator there. You're seeing your old wily veteran doing as much as he can in this game to pull you back into it. That's got to hype everyone else up.
Gets the ball out, finds himself a wide open tailback out the backfield. That's Brewski, newly acquired halfback, who gets the the touchdown for OKC, their first points of the season.
I'll tell you what, Eddie, I absolutely love that play call.
I did too.
We have OKC in a very heavy look, right? They send their tight ends, out on routes. They see the man coverage following in suit. Pickler quickly flips his hips, tosses it off to his halfback, and after that, he's clear.
Yeah, I mean, you send in Bovine and the other tight end down the field, and you have to respect the deepest man and just dump it off to the halfback coming out the backfield, and it's an easy touchdown. So OKC, as we talked about, put a crooked number on the scoreboard. Johnny Pickler marches his team downfield. They score their first touchdown of the season. Hopefully for them, they get many more. Washington back out on the field. And we have another game update. Ken, what you got for us?
I got a lot. After Ron Haynes' first touchdown and a failed 2-point conversion for Mexico City made it 28-26, Fennec gets hit as he throws, and Merrick Itera makes a diving play. Ron Haynes just caught a deep one down the field, 5.5 to go. The Aztecs on the Pittsburgh 35, down 2. Back to you.
Got a game brewing over there in Mexico City.
Now that don't mean leave this one.
It does not. Trips trade one of those. I don't know. It's going to be a toss out to the near side, and look at Christopher Dean continuing. He's not getting hit, DJ, until he gets to the second and third level.
Yeah, it's what we talked about a little bit earlier. That pitch, Eddie, has been dominating this Oklahoma City defense. Clearly, when you got these new wave of corners in, they weren't fully trained up on getting past these blocks and making tackles, right? The coverage hasn't been too bad. You still haven't forced an incompletion, but the tackling is a struggle from this corner.
It has been. Look at that toss, and they meet him 4 yards in the backfield. Doesn't matter. He breaks the tackle before finally being brought down by Mike Cross, the inside linebacker.
I'll tell you what, Eddie, I got a stat for you here, right? That is the 46th run for Washington and the first tackle for loss here for Oklahoma City.
First tackle for loss. Triple left. Weak side of the field, they run the ball, and they pick up 7 yards. You know, it's one thing to run strong side and pick up 7 because you have leverage. But when you run that ball to the weak side where you don't have as much support and you still pick up 7 yards, how do you attack this offense? I have no idea.
Feels impossible, especially from OKC, their point of view, I can imagine.
Split jokers, runs up the A-gap, same old story, picks up 8 yards. Christopher Dean on the carry.
Once again, Mike Cross reaching double-digit tackles there with that one. I mean, they're doing as much as they can. I don't think I've ever seen such a dominant blocking display by an offensive line unit ever.
Triple look. 2 safeties high. They better bring a second one down in the box, but nonetheless, they were able to pick up the tackle off the gain of about 2 yards.
Yeah, I mean, this drive here for Washington is, obviously continuing to do what they've wanted to do up to this point. But at this point in the game, you're just trying to chew clock, and that's where this game plan shines.
Going to be a draw play. I haven't seen that one before out of this set. Picks up about 3 yards, 3rd down and 5.
I don't know about you, Eddie. Obviously, as a coach, I'd like your opinion, but I feel like you got to run here again. I mean, we've seen them get 5 yards consistently from these runs.
Washington is 9 of 10 on 3rd down, but this time they're going to pass the ball. Look at this, all day to throw, and the ball is finally batted down by this defense, doing it out without Brady Clark out there. Parker Thomas, the corner, with the deflection.
You know, one point I wanted to make, Eddie, is I was going to take a look at this pass rush from Oklahoma City, see how well they were able to adapt. Because if you look at this roster for them, they actually have a very solid defensive line. 3 three of these offensive or defensive linemen, excuse me, for Oklahoma City.
That punt.
Oh my gosh, Superman out there. Golly.
Go ahead.
Three of these defensive linemen here from Oklahoma City are veterans here in the SFL. Fred Himes is the only one who isn't, and he was the first-round pick in the draft.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see with one of their most solid parts of their team struggling so much.
Well, when you're running the ball down their throat, he doesn't have time to get after the passer. That was only his 6th pass attempt of the game.
Yeah.
Going to be a toss out to the far side of the field. Picks up about 4 yards on the carry. Looking to put together another scoring drive. Can they do so? 6:34 left in this contest. Strong-eyed Jacks, I believe that is, but nowhere to go. Tackle for about maybe a half a yard loss on that play. Going to set up a 3rd down and long here for OKC.
I mean, with those King McNeely involved on that tackle has been living in the backfield here of Oklahoma City.
I think J-Mark got in there as well. 4-1 dime here. Johnny Pickler, time to run out, but he gets the ball out, but no one open as the offensive line did not give him the pass protection to allow that play to develop. And it's going to be another punt here for OKC.
Yeah, clear frustration here for Pickler. Man, this is another guy who moved in the offseason, of course, formerly in Crozier City. And, that's another team that had their struggles last season. But even, with similar records, it certainly levels to it. Crozier City certainly didn't feel similar to OKC last season. Like I said, despite almost similar records. And Pickler certainly feeling that adjustment now.
He is, and again, the same old story. Look at where they are starting this drive off at the 46-yard line. Pretty much every drive they've had in this game has been around in the same spot. Watch a toss here out to this near side. Oh, there's going to be a give. I'm surprised. Salmons on the give picks up about 5 yards, but they had leverage on that outside had they ran that toss over there.
Yeah, I was thinking the same way you were, partner, and I guess that's good on Washington's part. There's only so many ways you can mix up run plays.
Look at Chevy Montecalvo on the carry. This is about as active as he's been involved in a run game in terms of rushing the ball in a long time.
Yeah.
That's his 7th carry.
He already has double the amount of carries he did last season as a whole.
One man's trash is another man's treasure, I guess you could say. Triple left. Going to be a give again, attacking this weak side, and picks up another 5 yards is Salmons.
Salmons and Christopher Dean now both over the century mark. Dean with 18 carries, Salmons with 26. They are certainly getting their carry share here, making their money's worth, if you will.
52 carries by this backfield so far here in Washington, and we still got 4.5 minutes to play. Tommy Utah's getting bored out there. Gonna be a give to the back and picks up Christopher Dean, with another 1st down carry.
Yeah, still with a perfect QBR, like you mentioned. Hard to make any mistakes whenever you're turning and pitching or handing it off.
Our Twins haven't seen this look tonight. Hey, I'm with you, bro. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Taking a long time, eating this clock up as this game winds down. Going to be a power run to the tight end side and picks up 3 yards, 2nd down and 7.
I love it. Every time one of these backs get tackled, I feel like I'm seeing one of the offensive linemen there helping him up. Love to see it.
Tommy Utah taking his time breaking the huddle, and I don't blame him. 3:19 and counting as this game winds down. The offensive line, they love this part of the game. It's just smash mouth football and wear down a tired defense. Odd jokers and 2 tight ends to join them. You know what they're going to do. Mahada's is going to put his hands on somebody and wear him out. But OKC's able to collapse to the football, and it's a gain of about a yard instead of a 3rd down and 6.
I mean, what are you supposed to do in I form that has Monte Carlo out in front blocking and Christopher Dean running.
Yeah. You collapse to the football and hope you got help behind you.
Yep.
Split pro look here. Wearing this play clock down. 3rd and 6, they're going to run a power play to the strong side and pick up the first down. And yet another game update as that Pittsburgh-Mexico City game concludes. Ken, what do you have for us?
Here's how it ended, guys. Pittsburgh down 1, driving into field goal range to try to win the game with 3. Ace Fennec overthrows his target. Mexico City led for 2.5 minutes in this game, and that was enough. 29-28 Aztecs. Back to you.
We knew it would be a thriller, DJ, and it turned out to be just that. Probably the game of the week so far.
Yeah, certainly a good one.
Tommy Utah picks up that first down on 3rd down and 6 by running the ball to the strong side. Gonna give the ball to the back again, picks up another 6 yards. Excuse me. And OKC is calling timeouts at this point, trying to get the ball back to Johnny Pickler.
Yeah, I mean, they're keeping their heads high. I respect that, right? They're not going to quit. They want to score as many times as they can.
Strong out Jokers versus this 4-3 base defense here. And I said, is that Mahada in motion? No, I'm sorry. That's tight end 2 in this roster. Gonna be a give up the A gap and continuing to wear down this exhausted defense. Picking up another first down, and OKC burns their second timeout.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in the game, Eddie, your feet are starting to drag a little bit. Your head's starting to droop a little bit if you're on that defense. Just run after run, taking punishment and trying to keep up.
You thought Mahada was big at 6'2". 6'2", 280 pounds. Julian Augustus is 6'7", 265.
Oh.
His second tight end. I mean, it's just unfair, man. I mean, come on.
About as big as that statue out there.
That's right, darn near.
Imagine for the logo.
Imagine a 260-pound running back, tight end coming at you. No safety's going to tackle him.
I don't think I'd be able to sleep.
Going to be a give, and this time OKC, wow, he's still at this weight and picks up about 2.5 yards. 3rd and goal.
And it looked like he was behind a wall there and somehow fights his way past for a first. Or not for a first, excuse me, but for a positive gain.
Yep. Third down and goal at about the 4-yard line. Split Jokers. What do they do here? Tommy Utah taking his time, looking his clock down. Gonna give it to Christopher Dean, who gets stopped short of the goal line. The fans are pissed off they did not get in and score another touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Dean 3 times now bring it to the 2-yard line.
Yeah.
And get stopped short. Both other times, Monte Carlo was able to punch it in. And this time, they're going to have to result with a field goal.
So out comes James Troll, looking to make this a 34-10 lead with basically an extra point attempt from the left hash, and the ball is up, and wow, it's good, just inside the right upright. Man, he put out an English on that one.
I mean, I guess you can look at that as a very, 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 very faint positive there for Oklahoma City's defense on a night that has been disastrous, right? You finally get a stop. You don't break, but you bend a lot.
Johnny Pickler starting his drive off in the 24-yard line, burned through all their timeouts. Got a minute and change left in this contest, so let's see what he comes out with. How aggressive do they get? Do they target Bovine? Do they target someone else? Let's see. 5-step drop, gets the ball out. Into double coverage. They're going to go the other way. Going to be a pick 6 for Washington as they put the stamp on this game. Ryan Cook, 6'2", 25, in his 6th season in the league, takes it back to the house.
And the gamblers in Vegas lose their minds.
Yes, I was just thinking that.
Smashing those. Ryan Cook saving the day for all of them. Just rubbing in the wound a little bit, welcoming OKC into this newly revamped, and Eddie, I'd argue, hardest West Division we have ever seen.
It's deep out here, that's for darn sure. And Washington looking to be one of those threats out there in the West as they came in 2nd place at the end of the season, last season out West, and looking to challenge Vancouver again here this season, season 26.
I mean, we saw this OKC team last season come out at convention time, or not, excuse me, not convention time. Their first week was a little later on, but they had a huge upset in their favor against Minnesota. I mean, maybe felt like something like that could happen again. You know what they say about week 1. But, I mean, Washington does, I think, what everyone expected to see tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, OKC, yes, they have a better roster than last season, but they're still trying to put it all together. You don't come out and just, you got to figure out what works best. I mean, you can run all the practices you want, but you got to get out there and see who does what, who's good at what, who needs, you know, development in what areas as they hit. Is that Loopy, excuse me, on the reception? It is for pick up about 5 yards as time expires. The final whistle blows. This game is over, you guys. 41-7. Washington defends home field and gets out to a 1-0 record here to start the season.
Man, what a game, Eddie. I mean, talk about utter domination. 51 carries for the pairing of Dwayne Salmons and Christopher Dean with a combined 263 yards.
And don't think you can just collapse on the run game, because you have deep threats out there like we seen today early on in this game where they hit receivers over the top of the defense. So you can't just collapse on the run game and think everything is great. You got to cover the back end as well. But Washington doing what everyone expected them to do, including that 17-point second quarter to put this game away. 41-7 the final. For myself, for my new teammate DJ, for Cameron Irvine, for the stats team out back, making it all happen, making us look smarter than we already are. I'm Eddie Gage, y'all, and we out of here. Peace.